Hey guys, welcome to Easy Coding. From the last two sessions, we were discussing about OOPS concept in our automation framework. So we have discussed about abstraction, interfaces. So today we are going to discuss about encapsulation in object-oriented programming. We are going to see how it is implemented in our automation framework, in the page object model design pattern as well. So let's get started. So let us see what is encapsulation and what is the meaning of encapsulation in object-oriented programming, what is the use of that. Then we will move on to the Selenium concept. So encapsulation is a binding of code and data together in a single unit. That means our data variable, that is member variables, as well as the methods in a corresponding class. So we are binding all the data variables and the corresponding methods in a single unit. So that is called encapsulation. In this example, you can see that here this is an example of a capsule. So here you can see the variables, member variables and corresponding methods. So this is one class and it is encapsulated in a single unit. So the variables and methods are considered as a single unit. So that's what the definition says. It's a mechanism of binding of code and data together in a single unit. So that means our data variables and the corresponding methods. So the encapsulation is also called as data hiding because everything is combined into a single unit. So data hiding mechanism is implemented here. So that is the main use of encapsulation, data hiding property. So what we have to do is we have to declare all the variables as private and we have to declare all the methods as public. That's why, because we have to access those variables outside the class, right? So in order to do that, we have to declare our methods as public and we have to declare our methods as private because it should not be accessible from the outside of the class, that is outside world. So that's why we are declaring variables as private and methods as public. So the public methods are used to deal with the data. That means we have to access the data outside of the class. So we are dealing with the public methods in order to access that variables. So in page object model, we all know that page object model design pattern. So in that we are using encapsulation. While automating a web application, page object model representing every page with a class, that we can consider a web application. There would be one login page, one home page and some another pages as well. So what we are doing is we are creating a separate class for all the pages. That is one class for login page, one class for home page. So we are separating all the pages into different classes. That is page object model. And what we are doing is we are storing all the elements, that is member variables or what we can data members. So we are storing all the variables in the same class as well as the methods for accessing those methods. So all the member variables and its methods are combined into a single unit for a corresponding page. So that is a separate class for each pages. So that is called page object model design pattern. So that is an example of a encapsulation. In Selenium framework, you can say page object model design pattern is an example of encapsulation. That we are declaring all the members as private and we are declaring the methods as public in order to access the corresponding member variables, that is the element locators in our test method. So here you can see that the corresponding private, the data member is declared as private and we are using, this is one constructor we are using and this is one corresponding method. The method is declared as public. So let us move to the next point. It is a way to achieve data hiding in Java because other classes will not be able to access the data through the private data members. Yeah, we have already discussed that data hiding functionality because the encapsulation is also known as data hiding because of the properties of private and public. So the data members are declared as private and it is not accessible outside of the class. We have to access through the public methods of the corresponding class. That is, we are using public methods, that is getters and setters, to access those data variables which are in private mode. So that's why it is called data hiding. So let us move on to one classic example which is present in Java. So this is a class person. So here you can see that data variable or member fields are declared as private. Here one string is declared name, that is in the private mode. So private means restricted access, that is only this class members can access the private members. Outside of the class, the string is not accessible. So what we are doing is we have created one getter method and one setter method. So by using this getter and setter method, the outside user, that is outside of the class, users can access the data variables through this getter and setter method. So that's why we have declared this as the public one. Otherwise, the outside world do not have the access to the corresponding class. That's why we are using public to access the private method. So this is known as encapsulation. So let us move to the next point. That is, getter and setter in Java are two conventional methods used to retrieve and update values of a variable. They are mainly used to create, modify, delete and view the variable value. So getter is used to view the, to get the data variable value, that is the member field value. So setter is used to write. We can pass parameters from the other classes, that is a string new name. So this value will be set to the this dot name, that is the corresponding class variable. This is correspond to this class, that is private string name value would be set. The new name will be assigned to this dot name. We can pass parameters into the setter method and we can update the value. So getter is nothing but it is used to get the value, and setter is we can do it as a update. We can write values, that is setter. So the setter method is used for updating values and getter method is used for reading or retrieving the values. They are also known as an accessor, and there is another name that is mutator. So you have to remember that there is two names, that is, and for encapsulation it is also known as data hiding, and the getter and setter methods is known as accessor or mutator. So let us move on to the Selenium example. I'll show you how we are doing in Selenium. So I'll quickly open my Eclipse workspace. So here I have one project, Java project as Hello World, and I have one default package. So I'll create one class in the corresponding package. So I'll give name as, this is encapsulation, right? So I'll give encapsulation example. So you have to give right name for the corresponding classes, because we are using page object model design pattern, right? So we would be having one login page, one home page, etc. So we have to write the appropriate name for the classes. Then only we can easily identify all the corresponding pages and its classes. So for example, for login page we can say as login page, and for home page we can use home page. In that way we can name the corresponding classes. So that would be more readable and in an organized way. So I'm not adding public static void main. So I'll click on finish. So the class is created. So we can, first what we have to do, first we have to declare our WebDriver. So I'll create WebDriver. WebDriver object is created. So next we have to create private data fields. So we can declare some private data fields, that is private, I'll be using one username or something, private, we have forgot to use by, private by username is equal to, I'll use by dot, we can use anything. I guess you are familiar with the element locator. So I'll simply use some ID or something, and I'll put some values here. So UID or something. Okay. So one data variable is created in private mode. So we will create another one data variable also by password is equal to by dot, just take name or something. So here I'll give password. So now we have two data members, that is private by username and the password. So what we have to do next, I'll create one constructor for the WebDriver. So I'll create public I'll copy this one for saving time and we have to pass WebDriver, right? So I write WebDriver here, so we will get the driver instance from our test method. So here what we have to do, here we will write this dot. We have already discussed why we are using this. So what we are doing is we are getting one driver instance from our test method, right? So we are assigning that value to the corresponding class variable, that is our WebDriver. So we will give as driver, so the value is assigned. So let us see what is the error here. So let me quickly, yeah, we have to import this one. I have already installed Selenium and all the related jar files here. I have added that, that's why it's not showing any error to me, and that's why I can see the import functions as well. So yeah, it's over. So everything is clear now. So now what we have to do, we have to do the corresponding public methods, that is getter and setter, to access these data members. So in order to do that, we can right click on the screen and we can select source. So we have to find out getter and setters, generate getters and setters. So you can see it will be automatically generated for us. So we have to select, I'll be generating for password and username, and access modifier, it should be public, then only we can access it outside. So I'm going to click on the generate. Yeah, awesome, it's created. So this is the functionality of setter and getter methods. It's easily created for all the, if you have 10 data variables, it will be created for all the variables. So that is the functionality of getter and setter. So we can use get method to access or read the data variable, and we can use set to write or update the data. So this is how we are implementing encapsulation in our page object model design pattern. We can create corresponding pages. If it is login page, we can create one this class for login page, and for another one you can create one another for home page as well. So in this way we can do everything. So I hope it's clear to you all. So if you have any queries related to our object-oriented programming, that is abstraction interface, or related topics, I mean the encapsulation, you can comment in our video. I'll be replying to all your queries. So let us discuss about overriding, overloading and polymorphism features in our next coming videos. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.